The power of positive focus. Think about what you want, not what you don't want. Introduction, the invisible force shaping your reality. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a sophisticated GPS system. When you tell a GPS where you want to go, it calculates the best route and guides you there. But what would happen if, instead of telling it your destination, you spent all your time telling it where you don't want to go? Don't take me to the old neighborhood. Don't go near the construction zone. Don't route me through downtown. The GPS would be paralyzed, unable to help you reach anywhere meaningful. This is exactly what happens when we focus our mental energy on what we don't want instead of what we do want. Yet most people spend the majority of their waking hours doing precisely this, thinking about, talking about, and worrying about everything they're trying to avoid. Today, we're going to explore one of the most transformative principles you can apply to your life: the power of focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want. This isn't just positive thinking or wishful optimism. This is about understanding how your brain works, how attention shapes reality, and how you can harness these natural processes to create the life you actually desire. The science behind focus, your brain's reticular activating system. To understand why focusing on what you want is so powerful, we need to dive into the neuroscience of attention. Deep within your brainstem lies a network of neurons called the reticular activating system, or RAS. Think of the RAS as your brain's bouncer. It decides what information gets through to your conscious awareness and what gets filtered out. Every second, your brain processes approximately 11 million bits of information, but your conscious mind can only handle about 40 bits. The RAS determines which 40 bits you become aware of. It's constantly asking, is this important to my survival and goals? Should I pay attention to this? Here's where it gets fascinating. Your RAS doesn't distinguish between what you want and what you don't want. It only recognizes what you're focusing on. When you constantly think about what you're trying to avoid, debt, loneliness, failure, illness, your RAS interprets this as important and starts showing you more evidence of these very things. Have you ever noticed how when you're considering buying a particular car, you suddenly see that model everywhere? Or when you learn a new word, you start hearing it in conversations all the time? That's your RAS at work, highlighting what's on your mind. This system evolved to help our ancestors survive. If you were constantly thinking about predators, your RAS would make you hyper-aware of potential threats. But in our modern world, this same system can work against us when we're constantly focused on problems rather than solutions. Ashihezi, the problem with problem-focused thinking. Most of us have been conditioned to be problem-focused. From childhood, we're taught to identify what's wrong, what's missing, what needs to be fixed. While problem identification has its place, staying stuck in this mode creates a mental prison. When you focus on what you don't want, several things happen. First, you're training your brain to notice more of what you're trying to avoid. If you're constantly worried about not having enough money, your RAS will highlight every bill, every expense, every reminder of financial lack. You'll become hyper-aware of prices, others' financial struggles, and economic uncertainty. This creates a feedback loop where your perception reinforces your fears. Second, problem-focused thinking keeps you in a reactive state rather than a creative one. When your mental energy is consumed by what you're trying to avoid, you have less cognitive resources available for envisioning and creating solutions. You're playing defense instead of offense in the game of life. Third, negative focus creates stress and anxiety, which impair cognitive function. When your brain perceives threat, even imagined threat, it prioritizes immediate survival responses over higher-order thinking like planning, creativity, and strategic decision-making. You literally become less intelligent when you're focused on what you don't want. Consider Sarah, a marketing professional who was constantly worried about losing her job. She spent her days anxiously monitoring company rumors, comparing herself to colleagues, and imagining worst-case scenarios. This mental preoccupation made her less creative, less collaborative, and less productive, ironically increasing the very risk she was trying to avoid. Her fear of job loss was creating the conditions for job loss. The neuroscience of positive focus. When you shift your attention to what you want, something remarkable happens in your brain. Instead of activating the threat detection systems that create stress and narrow your thinking, you activate the approach systems that generate curiosity, creativity, and motivation. Positive focus stimulates the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for executive functions like planning, decision-making, and goal setting. It also increases activity in the anterior cingulate cortex, which helps you stay flexible and adapt to changing circumstances. Perhaps most importantly, focusing on what you want triggers the release of dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with motivation and reward-seeking behavior. Dopamine doesn't just make you feel good, it actually makes you more likely to take action toward your goals. It's like giving your motivation system premium fuel. Research in cognitive psychology has consistently shown that people who focus on approach goals, what they want to achieve, rather than avoidance goals, what they want to prevent, demonstrate higher levels of creativity, persistence, and overall well-being. They're also more likely to achieve their objectives. The language of intention. One of the most practical ways to shift from negative to positive focus is through the language you use, both in your internal dialogue and external communication. Language isn't just a communication tool, it's a programming tool for your subconscious mind. Notice the difference between these statements. I don't want to be broke versus I want financial freedom. I don't want to be alone versus I want meaningful relationships. I don't want to fail versus I want to succeed. I don't want to be unhealthy versus I want vibrant health. The first statements in each pair focus on the problem, while the second focus on the solution. When you use positive language, you're giving your brain a clear target to aim for. You're activating the goal-seeking mechanisms that will help you notice opportunities, resources, and possibilities aligned with your desires. This principle extends beyond personal goals to everyday interactions. Instead of telling your child, "Don't run in the house," try, "Please walk inside." Rather than, "Don't forget to call me," say, "Please remember to call me." The brain has to process the positive instruction anyway, so why not lead with it? Power-BD visualization and mental rehearsal. One of the most powerful tools for focusing on what you want is visualization, the practice of mentally rehearsing desired outcomes. Elite athletes have used this technique for decades, and neuroscience has revealed why it's so effective. When you visualize an action or outcome, the same neural pathways fire as when you actually perform that action or experience that outcome. This is called functional equivalence. Your brain treats vivid imagination almost the same as actual experience. Through visualization, you're literally rewiring your brain for success. Effective visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's a structured mental practice that engages all your senses and emotions. Here's how to do it. Start by getting into a relaxed state. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths. Now, imagine your desired outcome in vivid detail. See it as if you're watching a movie, but then step into the movie and experience it from the inside. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel physically and emotionally? What do you smell or taste? The key is to make the visualization as rich and detailed as possible. If you want a new career, don't just imagine having the job. Visualize your first day, your workspace, your colleagues, the feeling of competence and satisfaction. If you want better health, visualize yourself feeling energetic, moving with ease, enjoying nutritious meals. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day in this mental rehearsal. You're not just fantasizing, you're programming your subconscious mind to notice and pursue opportunities that align with your vision. The role of emotion in manifestation. Emotion is the fuel that powers manifestation. Thoughts without emotional energy are like seeds without water. They may have potential, but they won't grow into anything meaningful. When you combine clear intention with strong positive emotion, you create a powerful force for change. This is why it's crucial to connect with the feeling of already having what you want, not just the thinking about it. When you focus on lack, I don't have enough money, I'm not in a relationship, I'm not successful, you generate emotions of frustration, anxiety, and disappointment. These emotions reinforce the very conditions you're trying to change. But when you focus on what you want and connect with the emotions of already having it, gratitude, excitement, satisfaction, peace, you're aligning your emotional state with your desired reality. This emotional alignment is like tuning into a radio frequency. You start vibrating at the frequency of your desires, which makes you more likely to attract and recognize opportunities that match that frequency. This isn't mystical thinking. It's practical psychology. When you feel abundant, you make different choices than when you feel scarce. When you feel confident, you take different actions than when you feel insecure. When you feel loved, you behave differently than when you feel rejected. Your emotional state influences your perception, your decisions, and your behavior, which ultimately shapes your results. Overcoming resistance and limiting beliefs. As you begin to practice focusing on what you want, you'll likely encounter resistance in the form of limiting beliefs and negative self-talk. This is normal and actually a sign that you're making progress. Your subconscious mind is programmed to maintain homeostasis, to keep things the same. When you try to change, it will initially resist. Common forms of resistance include, "This is just wishful thinking. I don't deserve what I want. It's too late to change. I've tried this before and it didn't work. I need to be realistic." The key is not to fight these thoughts, but to acknowledge them and gently redirect your attention. Think of negative thoughts like clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. You don't have to engage with every cloud or try to push them away. You can simply notice them and return your attention to the sun. One effective technique is the yes and approach. Instead of fighting limiting beliefs, acknowledge them and add a positive perspective. Yes, I failed before, and I've learned valuable lessons that will help me succeed. Yes, this is challenging, and I'm capable of growth and change. Yes, I don't see how it's possible right now, and I'm open to discovering new possibilities. Practical strategies for daily implementation. Transforming your focus from what you don't want to what you do want requires consistent practice. Here are practical strategies you can implement starting today. Morning intention setting. Begin each day by clearly stating 3 things you want to experience or accomplish. Write them down or say them aloud. This programs your RAS to look for opportunities related to these intentions throughout the day. The want to don't want journal. For 1 week, carry a small notebook and track your thoughts. Make 2 columns, want and don't want. Every time you catch yourself thinking about what you don't want, write it in the left column, then immediately reframe it positively in the right column. This exercise will show you how much mental energy you've been spending on the negative and help you practice the positive reframe. Solution-focused questions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" or "What's wrong?" ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this situation? What opportunities might this create?" Questions direct your focus, so choose questions that empower rather than victimize. Evening appreciation. Before sleep, reflect on 3 things that went well during the day and 3 things you're looking forward to tomorrow. This practice helps your subconscious mind process positive information while you sleep and sets a positive tone for the next day. Positive media. Diet. Be conscious of the information you consume. Limit exposure to negative news, complaining friends, and pessimistic content. Instead, seek out inspiring stories, educational material, and positive influences. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. But also, inspiration in, inspiration out. Grungy, the ripple effects of positive focus. When you consistently focus on what you want, the effects extend far beyond achieving specific goals. You become a different person, more optimistic, more resourceful, more attractive to others. People are naturally drawn to those who have clear vision and positive energy. Your relationships improve because instead of focusing on what's wrong with others, you start noticing what's right. Instead of trying to change people, you start appreciating them. This shift in perception often leads others to show up more positively in your life. Your decision-making improves because you're operating from clarity rather than fear. You make choices based on moving toward what you want rather than running away from what you don't want. This leads to more strategic, thoughtful decisions. Your stress levels decrease because you're not constantly vigilant for threats. Instead of living in fight or flight mode, you operate from a state of calm confidence. This has profound effects on your physical health, immune system, and overall well-being. Most importantly, You become a co-creator of your life rather than a victim of circumstances. You realize that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you have tremendous power over your response to what happens. And often, that response shapes what happens next. The advanced techniques, the power of acting as if. One of the most advanced applications of positive focus is what psychologists call acting as if, behaving as though you already have or are what you want. This isn't about pretending or being fake. It's about embodying the energy and characteristics of your desired reality. If you want to be confident, start acting with confidence in small ways. If you want to be successful, start making decisions the way a successful person would. If you want to be healthy, start treating your body the way a healthy person would. This technique works because behavior and belief exist in a feedback loop. Not only do beliefs influence behavior, but behavior also influences beliefs. When you act in alignment with your desired identity, you start to see yourself differently. Evidence accumulates that supports your new self-concept. The key is to start small and build gradually. You don't have to transform overnight. Choose one small behavior that aligns with who you want to become and practice it consistently. As it becomes natural, add another. Over time, these small changes compound into significant transformation. Just conclusion, your new operating system. Focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want isn't just a nice idea, it's a complete operating system for your mind. It's the difference between living in problem consciousness and solution consciousness, between being a victim and being a creator, between surviving and thriving. This shift requires patience and practice. You've likely spent years, maybe decades, conditioning your mind to focus on problems, threats, and limitations. It will take time to retrain these mental habits. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate small wins. Notice when you catch yourself in negative thinking and gently redirect your attention. Each time you do this, you're literally rewiring your brain. Remember that your focus is one of your greatest superpowers. In a world full of distractions, negativity, and chaos, your ability to direct your attention toward what you want is a competitive advantage. It's what separates those who drift through life from those who deliberately create the life they desire. The universe, or at least your personal universe, has a way of matching your predominant focus. When you consistently focus on what you want with emotion and expectation, you position yourself to notice and seize opportunities that align with your desires. You become magnetic to the very things you're seeking. Your life is waiting for you to claim it. Your dreams are waiting for you to focus on them with the intensity they deserve. The question isn't whether this works. The question is whether you're willing to work with it. Starting today, make the conscious choice to think about what you want, not what you don't want. Speak about your desires, not your fears. Visualize your success, not your failures. Feel gratitude for what's coming, not frustration for what's missing. Your future self is counting on you to make this shift. Your family, your community, and the world need you to show up as the person you're capable of becoming. It all begins with where you place your focus. The power is in your hands. The choice is yours. What will you focus on today?